What's good, boys and girls, ladies and gents? I mean, I don't know why I have an intro. Nobody really watches these, but that's okay because I have to talk to someone. I have to put my thoughts out in some feasible way. So here we go. Once again, y'all, we've been uploading for what? It's been like a month or two now straight. I think I'm gonna upload for at least 6 months straight, and then decide if I want to start like editing these and putting like thumbnails and stuff, and actually putting in quite a lot of elbow grease. I've been quite lazy on my other channel as well. You guys don't know, I'm a YouTuber. This is my second channel. I've not told anybody in my first channel about this, and this second channel is just shit posting emotions basically. I'm like a gaming YouTuber. And for YouTube, the way it works is if you are, because I'm mostly a streamer, as you guys can tell by the lack of editing or like any kind of like actual know-how. Yeah, I I've just been so lazy with it. I've been so lazy to like continue working and stuff. Or I've probably taken probably almost like 2 weeks off in the last like 2 months, which is like sacrilege. For context, I think when my dog died, I took like a day off or two. When my ex of like 7 and change years left, like we're about to get like married, she I took like a day or two off. Like for context, like I never ever really take time off like that. And you just can't. You can't if you're a YouTuber. There's so many compounding effects. Just because you don't make the money from one day doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only day that has opportunity cost, right? There's people that could have come in that day. There's people that will leave because they didn't see you that day, and there's like compounding effects of like consistency and blah 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 blah. It's boring. Anyway, point is, you show up every single day and you work. You work your ass off because that is what you have to do to survive in the YouTube space. That's how you make your money, so on and so forth. Anyway, so I have not been doing that. I have been quite lazy, and I've just been chilling. Anyway, today's video is going to be on. I'm gonna say like two things. So one would be like stability and normalcy, and how that plays into like life. And the second one would be like being like comatose. Okay, these are like very airy and not very specific. Anyway, I'm gonna obviously go into detail on them, so watch the whole video to find out. I don't know. There's nobody here, so then again, videos like these, I mean, sometimes they do blow up. You actually never know. It's very interesting because like sometimes like a video will do very poorly at first, and then you'll give it like a couple months and it'll just like explode. It'll go up like 10-20K views, and it's like, hey, like that probably never should have done that. I think that a lot with like my earlier videos when I first started YouTubing, because at that point I didn't. So like I'm not an editor at all. I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to graphic design. I don't know how to do like any of that. I'm good at the games I play generally, and I am entertaining. And those two things, that's enough. That carries me, right? And so now that I have more money, I pay people to edit, I pay people to design, and I call it a day because I personally am not going to be able to do that. Yeah. So anyway, so normalcy and stability. So I am, as you may be able to tell, the lack of man, the wind really messed up my hair. Okay. As you may be able to tell, I am once again rather, we'll call it back to normal ish. If you guys have been watching my last few uploads, they're like 2 a.m. like depression posting type of stuff. It's not my finest work. I mean, I guess it is. It is probably my finest. Like, I mean, because like when you consider that, I mean, it's hard to do anything when you're in that state. Anything outside of your routine. So like I'll always be actually, man, I was really shut down because I wasn't really working. My house was a mess. Like today I did my laundry, I cleaned a bunch of stuff, I did my dishes. Tomorrow I'm going to be like sweeping and mopping, all that stuff. Anyway, returning to a semblance of normalcy and stability. So I'm not really drinking like at all, unless it's maybe when I go out with my dad. I'm not really like not doing any kind of like drugs. By drugs, I literally just mean weed. Like it's not like I do anything wild. Um, I've seen too much to ever like really be like that. I remember I had a friend. She's like, "Yo, like, you should really do Molly. Like your first time will be awesome." And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No, that's a no for me, big dog. No." Anyway, so I haven't been doing a lot of that. I have not been Really spending time with friends. I haven't been talking to like women, um, which is interesting. That's a very interesting thing because as soon as I'm not talking to anybody, my first thought is, "Huh, this isn't so bad," and my second thought is, "Where are the people? I have to talk to someone." Like I start genuinely tweaking. Like I'm like, "Oh, I have to start talking to somebody." Um, I've done myself the God given favor of deleting Tinder. I still have like Hinge and Bumble. I just literally can't help myself. There was a point where I had them all deleted. And then when I went to Panama to visit, I definitely re-downloaded them bitches just to see who was around, and I never undownloaded them. Because it's not like I can't bring myself to. I just have no coworkers, right? So like the idea that I might like get like a date here or there is like really nice. I am definitely most certainly not trying to sleep with anybody. And when people are on these, especially women are on these sites, man, I remember back when women were like chilling. I remember back when women were like, no, like I'm not gonna put out, I'm not gonna do this or this or this. Man, girls now be like, yo, like, you got your own place? And I'm like, yeah, I mean that I do have a place with no roommates that I call home. That is true. And they're like, so what you trying to do? I'm like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, yo, I'm trying to like get a coffee. I'm trying to like talk and like have like a nice emotional connection. Um, I've been like celibate, I guess, for probably like 2 months now. Uh, I don't know if I call it celibacy, but I've just not been looking for it. Like just in general, like I don't really be beating my meat. I don't really be like busting or anything. Like it's not like I haven't slept with people in like the last like year and change, but one, it's not a common occurrence, and two, I just like, man, this is so cringe. But like, I remember, okay, the last ex I had, she was awesome. Shout out to her, and she was a little crazy though, but she was cool. She was cool. Scared me a little sometimes, but she was cool. I swear. The moral of the story, she was cool. And I remember she was talking once about like uh your creative chakras and like as an artistic person, like how you can like maintain that. And she, because I don't think I hadn't like, I was saving myself for like 2 months or whatever. And 2 months a long time. At that point, like I swear it's like you're supercharged. Like all that energy of being pent up, if you're not focusing on like where can I get my next hit of dopamine, that energy actually it does go somewhere. For me, like I worked out better. It's easier for me to just work in general. I was more creative. I wrote better. I wrote more. I just had more time for everything, and it felt a lot clearer. I really like that feeling. Being able to like go like months without like any kind of thing like that is has been really cool, like a really cool experience. um yeah, I really like it. Anyway, girls are trying to take that away from me. Not cool, guys, not cool. Okay, women, we have to step it up and be more, I don't want to say modest. I mean, I'm cool with the chick who wants to take the lead, but women gotta learn to take a hint or like slow down or pump the brakes or learn the word no. Man, women do not be knowing the word no. Women, it's so weird because like guys from an early age are taught like no means no, like don't do this, like don't be pushy, like stuff like that. And it's not like guys aren't like that, they are, right? Which is why they have to be taught that. But the thing is, if a guy is being a little too pushy, he knows he's messing up. He knows he's messing up. Everybody knows he's messing up. If the girl tells anybody, the dude's life is over. For real, it just be like that. Women, on the other hand, do not get trained in that. Like, man, if I say no to a girl, I've had girls ask me if I'm gay. I've had girls like just start like hitting me. I've had girls who just start like actually begging, like, "Oh my god, like please." And I'm like, "Bro, no." Like no. Like I don't I don't understand. We're in like the comfort of my home. I'm like feeding you. I'm like we have like drinks, bro. And like it's not like they don't know what time it is. It's not like I have not told them like, "Hey, I'm not trying to do anything." It's like in their head like something is magically going to change because like they have suddenly done something. It's also crazy too because like girls be thinking like they're some world class seductresses, and I blame this on the dudes, on you men out here, bro. Y'all need to raise your standards, okay? Women, if a woman looks good, tell a woman she looks good. If a woman does something good, tell a woman she does something good. If a woman does something that's obviously bad, Why? Explain to me why y'all will just proceed to gas them up. Okay, it's horrific. It's horrific because I'll watch chicks get gassed up. Number one by their friends, but I know their friends are like trying to torpedo them. Okay, your friends. If you're a woman and you do some shit and your friends gas you up, they are not gassing you up, bro. They're putting you to failure. They're gonna gas you up for anything. You could wear a burlap sack and they'd be like, "Yes, kill it, bro." Those Instagram comments under a girl with a destroyed fit, the worst angle, the worst lighting, and their friends will gas them up like there's no tomorrow. Even worse than that is the simps, bro. Y'all can't help yourselves. Like if a girl gives y'all the ass, y'all tell her that everything is perfect. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Because then they go out into the world, they go out with other dudes, and they think they are hot shit. And it's like, you're not. And it's okay that you're not. Like I'm not some kind of like sex god or nothing, right? But I carry myself with humility. Like I know I'm not. Like I'm all right, but like I'm not nothing insane, right? I'm not gonna lay down that I don't even know who's like a popular star. I'm not gonna lay down that Luke Frost type of pipe. Lucas Frost, is that him? I'm not gonna be laying down that pipe, you know. I got it in me. Well, I mean, on occasion, but that's a rare occasion, and chicks just be cast up for no reason. That was a wild rant. Anyway, okay. Back to the point of the video. As you guys can tell, number one, I'm in a good mood, which is why I am a little extra chatty. I know some of these videos have been a little shorter. And number two, going back on track. Okay, normalcy. So we're back in it, boys. Okay, we've cleaned up. We are alone, but not alone in a bad way. But we are alone. But everything is starting to improve again. It's one of those things where if you can like fight through what is the horrific loneliness of being alone after being with somebody for an extended period of time, I mean, you will come out the other side, assuming you don't, rope max. If you don't know what that is, Google it, because YouTube will attack me. Anyway, if you don't do that, you will come out the other side. You'll be all right. As horrible as that is, right? I mean, some things like never get better. It's not like you'll be all right, as in like you'll never like think about what it was like, because to some extent, like my bed is massive. Like I have a Texas King, and I'm alone, right? Like I used to have like my sweet pit bull Spike, and I used to have my ex. So my bed used to be really full. Every day was kind of awesome because I'd wake up and I'd be like, wow, this is paradise. Like this is great. And now that is no longer the case, obviously. And it's like there's a phantom. It's not necessarily a phantom of anyone specifically, but it's like the ghost of companionship will like continuously be with you, right? Every time, if you every activity you used to do with somebody, you're gonna remember that, right? You're gonna be like in bed and you're gonna be like, there's gonna be the phantom next to you. If you used to work out with another person, like stretching, there'll be the phantom next to you. Cooking, the phantom next to you. Walking, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all these things will, I wouldn't say damage the experience. They could uplift it in some cases, but you can only really live in your memories until you're with another person, and then you're making memories as you go. I suppose you're still living in your memories, depending on how you look at it. I'm a little abnormal, I will admit that. Anyway, point is, we're normal. We're back. It's okay. And you too can be normal. If I can be normal, really, anybody can do it. This is a limited time offer, though. I am prone to mood swings, and once we go up, I know we eventually go back down. I don't know when that crash is going to be. I don't know what's going to trigger it. I don't know why. But I do know that this is not permanent. However, second part of the video, the coma. When I say coma, I mean being with somebody. And the reason why I call that being in coma is because you can't actually be yourself when you're with another person. You could be close, but being everything that is you with another person, just showing them like the raw self, will actually like melt somebody's face off, like in Raiders of the Lost Ark. You know how like they're, yeah, it's just like that. And it's not saying that you can't be like 95% you. It's not even saying you might be able to be like 98, 99% you. But 100% you, there's a reason why you are you and you are unique and everybody else is their own unique self. It's because two people can truly, they cannot be puzzle pieces to the same extent. Whether like you might even like, let's say the 0.01% of self is like an intrusive thought. Okay, those intrusive thoughts alone, sharing them with somebody might be enough to just damage the interaction you've had with another person. So watch out for that. So when you get with another person, I refer to it as being in a coma, because the you that is out there, the more wild, unruly you, is now kind of tranquilized. You know, you're in the coma, you're chilling, and it's a good time. Don't get it twisted. Like, it's nice to have that type of companionship, but you'll never be the you are when you're hunting. You know, when you're at your strongest in your prime. You're like nerfing yourself basically. Um, I think it's worth it though. I mean, sometimes you can also be strongish. I don't know if you'll ever be as strong as when you're looking though. Yeah, and it's just because your goal is to find somebody else that you can spend the rest of your life with, and then once you found them, then you're just looking to maintain. You're not really looking for like prime and peak and peak and peak and peak, unless that's not your goal. Then you will continue to grow. Like if your partner, if you're with your partner and your partner is just exploding upwards, you're not their goal, which can be fine. That can be fine sometimes. Sometimes I'd be very careful with that actually. Ambition is great. Like too much ambition, I'd be a little concerned with, because they'll probably eventually replace you. Um, not that sounds like it sounds like it's not an insecurity thing. It's just like probably like a fact of life. I mean, unless you can grow with them, and also because they what they're looking for early and later might change. Anyway, point is, that was the video. That's the point of the video. The Yeah, there you go. There you go, boys. Um, Life is really hard, and I smile now. Sometimes we all smile, um, and this is just the calm before the next storm. It never ever gets better, and we will nosedive again. Could be tomorrow. It could be the next day. Could be in a week. Enjoy your smiles while you have them.